For the people who've been watching, there are so many things in this short video about how to play Ultimate General Civil War that are so important. And you'll notice I have almost $600,000, 589,000. I would say the first thing to always do is save the game because you're going to have to reload. And I'm going to have to reload in this video too because I make a mistake with an artillery battery. And just a quick reload fixes it. And always check to see if the enemy is getting veteran troops or raw recruits, and that's going to give you an idea of how well trained the enemy is going to be in the next battle, how many stars the units are going to have. And the enemy went up a little bit in army size. And the level of training, you get used to it. What do those numbers mean? You get used to it over the course of the battle. You don't really want to see high numbers for training. It means you're going to see a lot of 3-star units. So, in the armory, you'll get used to the kind of weapons you're going to see. I have to say it's not exactly predictable. The enemy can have better weapons than you might think. So I'm going to do this. This is a great battle, and this can be a crushing battle for the North. It can also be a slaughter. We can bring 7 units. So the first thing I want to do when I come back is I want to make sure that I only have 7 units that I'm going to build, because any more than that is going to be a waste of time. But I can build 80 units for Second Bull Run, and that means I can go crazy. So I can really build a big army. And so do I want to? I can bring 4 corps, and that's really important because I'm going to have an opportunity to play perks, and I could have 4 corps. So it's a toss-up. If I play another perk, I'll get 4 corps. But is it worth it? Would I rather have that 4th corps? Now, I can't fill out 4 corps, but the purpose of having 4 corps is to bring in another supply wagon full of supply. The question is, do I need it? And the answer is no. 3 supply wagons is all I need to fight the entire battle. What's really going to help my army is medicine. So the trade-off between a 4th corps or medicine wins. If I had 10 points in medicine, maybe army organization would win. So yeah, and boy, now I'm going to get 18% back. That's just huge. That's just an enormous thing. Every veteran you save, you save a veteran and a gun that the veteran was carrying. So, absolutely terrific. So yeah, for the infantry, I have some units that got some nice perks and absolutely terrific. I don't think there's any reason in building up reputation to improve the morale of your army. I think that's a complete waste of time. Absolutely a complete waste of time. My army has plenty of morale. What I need is weapons. There's a fixed number of weapons, and if I can get a bunch of them for free, then, yippee. Having high morale, I'm going to spend every point I can of morale, but you don't want to spend below about 24 because then your army actually loses morale, and I don't want to lose morale, but I don't care about buffing it with reputation. For the Union Army, that is a complete waste of time. Just because with my fighting style of, double lines of infantry, who cares? Supported by massed artillery, who cares? If a unit routes, back a little bit and then recovers, that might be a good thing. I'm going to use my overwhelming numbers, not my ability of my army to stand and fight to the death. So I got General McClellan. McClellan is slightly better than General Gibbon, and so General McClellan goes into 1st Corps, and General Gibbon moves to 2nd Corps. And that's how that works. I would not put General Gibbon as a division commander. He's too valuable. Your division commanders can get killed, and there's no way I would risk a guy that is that high rank as a division commander. No way. I'm going to save him for Second Bull Run. If he gets killed in one of these side battles, that would be a disaster. So yeah, he's going to sit on the bench for this battle, and he's going to be replaced by McClellan. So either one of these 2 perks for the leader on the right is great, and I decided to go with the left one General Gibbon moves to 2nd Corps, and he's terrific. So both corps have really good officers. So I buy every officer in the officer corps as soon as I can afford it, because I'm going to need about 150 officers, and you can't wait until the mid-game or the end game to start buying officers. You have to build, if you're going to build an army of 5 corps, you're going to need 5 corps of officers, plus all the ones who are going to die or be wounded. So I'm going to need about 100, I'm going to need over 150 officers. So I have to start buying them right from the beginning if I'm going to have enough. So what I'm looking for now is what weapons do I have and what weapons don't I have? So I think this is a really important lesson. I don't have enough Harper's Ferries to resupply these 2 units that are carrying Harper's Ferries for free. I'd have to buy a lot of weapons. So I don't want to do that. So after I get my units their perks, I'm then going to move weapons around, pushing good weapons up to good units, and good units get good weapons. Bad units do not get good weapons because they just die and lose them. So I'm going to make sure my best units have the best weapons, medium units have medium weapons, and raw green units have the worst weapons. So, okay, and oddly, this is where I make a mistake, because I'm going to take all of my units that are going to go into battle. Well, you'll see. I can do that for free, and I click on it without looking that the icon disappeared, and that's a mistake. So I'm not going to lose that perk, so I reload and do it again. Okay, and I'm going to skip through me doing it again, but you can see that now that unit has the perk. So that's why you save, because if you make a mistake, and here's the officer corps, I had to reload and buy the officer corps, and they're all there. And Ulysses Grant is on the bench, and he's going to stay on the bench because he's my 3rd Corps commander, and he's also on the bench until the next Battle of Bull Run. What I'm doing now is I'm moving my officer corps around, and I think this is absolutely crucial. I'm building a 3rd Corps just temporarily with my lowest ranking general. This is just a holding area if I just need to shuffle troops around. It's just handy. If you move divisions around, it's nice to be able to pick them up and move them out of the way. So I can only bring 7 units, so I just picked up a division and dropped it into 3rd. It's just really, really convenient if you can just pick up divisions and shuffle them around. And you can only do that if you have some place to dump divisions. So I'm temporarily holding 3rd Division, 1st Corps in 3rd Corps. It's just a holding pattern. And now what I want is I want to take colonels into the next battle, so that, because this is a pretty easy battle. Now, some of you will have fought this and you'll say, this is a really hard battle. No, it's really an easy battle. And it's going to be an overwhelming, crushing victory for the North. So I'm going to use it to get more colonels promoted to general, so that when I go to Bull Run, I will have more high-ranking colonels and generals commanding full units, full-strength units. At this point, getting 2 stars promoted to 3 stars is not anywhere near as important as getting colonels promoted to generals. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm thinking the units I'm going to bring, but you'll notice they're all really good units. And what I need to do is I need to get a green unit. Because this is an easy battle, I'm going to take the opportunity to get a green unit, also some experience. So yeah, cannot afford I can afford the Harper's Ferries. I have $567,000, but it's a waste of money. And I have a bunch of 1855s. The difference between 1855s and Harper's Ferries is not significant. So I'll buy Harper's Ferries for one unit, but not for the other one. The other one's going to get 1855s for free. So that will save some money. So what I want is I want these colonels, and to get these colonels, I need to replace them with lieutenant colonels. And the game is going to be nice and sort these for me by rank order, and I'm going to drop them into the units I'm going to take. And hopefully, over the next 2 battles, I'll turn these colonels into brigadier generals. And that will upgrade the quality of my entire army. So I want the best colonels. I only need 7. So 2-star goes to the bench. And if anyone's going to get a promotion for me, it's going to be the artillery unit. But yeah, we'll just sort these guys out. And I'm also going to make sure that my best 2-star generals are 1st Division and 2nd Division commander, by the way. I'm just checking, am I missing anyone? That guy's pretty good. So we'll place him here. Boy, that division commander, or that brigadier is ready for his 2nd star. So we'll get him promoted soon too. Okay, so yeah, my 2 stars are all pretty green, so I'm thinking about who could use a little bit more experience to hit the next, to get their 1st star. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this guy. And this guy is going to be able to get his 1st star and a bunch of experience, and he'll be a much better unit. That guy's a really good colonel, so I think I'll upgrade him. So the quandary I have is I can get that lieutenant colonel promoted to a colonel, or I can get a colonel some more experience and get him closer to a general. I don't know. Tough call. Okay, that's this 2nd perk. When the unit gets their 2nd perk, that becomes expensive to get them to keep the 2nd perk. But as soon as this guy gets a bunch of experience, I'll be able to replace almost all of his losses with raw recruits. But they have to get experience a lot higher. So this is going to be a little bit expensive. For me to spend 12,000 on a unit is a lot of money. And I would only do it to save a perk. That was really expensive. I really shouldn't round this off to 2,000. That's just being too picky. I should have just taken it to whatever it was at the limit. There's no point in rounding these units off. So I think I lost a perk because, yep, because I put in a commander who wasn't able to hold the perk. So I had to put a general in, and maybe we'll turn this 1-star into a 2-star. So that'll be good. And if you have a unit that's close to a perk, putting in a better general will often push them over and get the perk. And this is all about getting every perk you can. And for the Union Army, getting that first perk is just crucial. And then you do everything you can to get the second perk and so on. So I'll put in a better general just to get that first or second perk. So I want these guys to have Lorenzes. A Lorenz is a great gun, and it's not expensive. And so for a unit like this who's going into battle to get experience, I'll give him Lorenzes, and then when he goes back into the rest of the army pool, he'll get probably 1842s. And those guys went up to 58 efficiency. 66. That is absolutely terrific. Now we're starting to build a really good army. And it's going to show, too, because these guys are going to be able to march long distances and move fast and fight hard. And particularly going into Second Bull Run, that's going to be really valuable. Actually, these guys have a long walk in front of them in this battle, uphill, so... Okay, there's too much red on that bar. I would love to take that lieutenant colonel, but that's too much red. So we're going to have to give him a better officer. And we already did this guy. So, boy, those guys went way up in efficiency. I can't spend those 15 reputation that would have me lose morale for the army. I'll just wait till next battle. This corps looks good. I'm ready to go into the next battle, and this battle is a lot of fun.